roll that intro. The kids to bed, the dads are home. We are the dWo podcast, representing the dad world order, where the jokes are bad, the advice is questionable, but the love is all real. I am that pretty face papaw, Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin, and with me, as always, the rest of this patriarch pack. We've got the big bad bearded daddy. He is Big Rig Eric Maffey. Honk if you hear me, baby.
Jesus.
He is.
Honk if you hear me. I'm on the phone. Sorry.
Jesus.
We're live, buddy.
It's
live.
dad related. My daughter's calling me. She just got a phone. Leave me alone.
We're live, pal. Anyways.
And he is the perpetual mid-carder and the two-time, I tell you, two-time world record holder. He is the wrestling t-shirt guy, Cephas.
1,418 consecutive days wearing a wrestling shirt, and I'm keeping it a little quiet today and rocking a collar and elbow shirt. They make such great wrestling shirts, and it's one of my all-time favorites. Check them out.
Hey, did Pete Rose ever have a wrestling related shirt? When you hit day 4192, it'd be cool to pull that off.
Ooh, that really would be. That definitely needs to be a thing. If not, there needs to be. I mean, I've got several days to get to it. You know,
at least a big red machine.
Yeah, a big dude. That would actually be a Kane shirt on that day.
Yeah,
fantastic. I know that here in a few days on day 1420, it's obviously going to be the RVD 420 shirt. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But well, I guess since Mr. Big Rig is currently disposed, I guess it's up to me to introduce our guest of the night, our esteemed other belt belly buddy, Justin Deming. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me back on the dWo podcast. For those that watch every week, I've become basically the fifth Beatle of the Dad World Order podcast. I like to chime in with the funny. So,
yeah, straight from the comments section to the live stream.
Yeah. I've literally had people tell me, like, I feel like I know that Justin guy. I feel like I just know who he is. You know what I mean? I've had multiple people tell me that. I'm like, that's fantastic. You know what I mean?
That's why it's a good idea to have you back on because, since you do, have bits pretty much every episode, it's nice to, put the face to those and love
great to be
people
back
a chance to get to know you and love you like we do.
Aw. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much for having me back on. And I'm excited to talk some wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Wrestling Open on your t-shirt there, that's your local promotion. Now, I know you messaged us about a show. I think I've already passed the point of missing that one, right? That was that weekend that you'd sent it on us?
Well, I sent it in advance of, there was a Beyond Wrestling Super Show on Friday called November Kinrana. But then every Monday is Wrestling Open Rhode Island. So this last night, actually, I got to see a new WWE ID Women's Champion crowned at the show. Yeah, Lainey Luck is the new women's champion for their independent wrestler contract WWE thing.
Wasn't our friend Brittany Brooks in that match too?
She was, yes. And I've seen her
wow.
wrestle a lot in Dreamwave Wrestling out of LaSalle, Illinois, where
She's
she was
been on the
champion
show.
for quite some time.
She's going to be one of them people that when we're like, oh, yeah, she's been on the show, in a few years from now, they're going to be like, bullshit. Like, no.
Check the archives.
Brittany Brooks on the show?
We have.
That's dope.
Sorry about that, boys. I'm back. Kiddo got a phone for her birthday, first phone ever, and she didn't know her Roblox password, so I had to get that sorted out. Of course,
Well, that's an A1 emergency right there.
I mean, it was absolutely an emergency.
Absolutely.
So I'm back. Yeah, so you got to see some pretty cool wrestling. That's awesome.
It was fantastic.
You keep telling us about the IWTV. Is it a paid subscription like Triller is, or is it just you create an account? Okay.
Yeah, it's like $10 a month.
Okay. Yeah, it's nothing.
It comes with like just a catalog of so many independent shows that they've like streamed, and lots of companies live stream on IWTV. So, for instance, every Thursday forever, you get a new episode of Wrestling Open. They just celebrated over 200 episodes now.
That's pretty awesome.
Every Thursday, yeah. And then every Monday, barring they're taking off this Monday, but in general, every Monday is Wrestling Open Rhode Island. So beyond that, they do, no pun intended, they do the Beyond Wrestling Super Shows, and that's just basically 3 promotions in this one area. I also am able to keep up with promotions like St. Louis Anarchy, promotions like Dreamwave Wrestling, and just you can randomly check out a live feed, and see what's on. And I know there's a lot of Texas stuff I've been meaning to check out too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Brad was saying there's a lot of cool docuseries on there for indie wrestlers, so that's cool.
Yeah,
there are.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's I highly recommend it all the time, but no one has an infinite supply of money for all the subscriptions in the world.
Right. I
just feel that I get so much more out of it seeing, young talent versus, what you spend on the, I mean, I don't have the new ESPN app, so I'm kind of locked out of the WWE premium live events now.
Well, just remind me to message you something later, and I can solve that for you. So
I appreciate you, but it does reach a point where it's just like too much is too much. If you want to follow WWE, you need like 4 different apps now.
Yeah,
I got to tell you though, the apps do something to my ADHD in a way where, like, for example, I just recently went through it with Paramount. I was looking at it. I caught up on Dexter, and I caught up on everything that Paramount has, and then South Park is pretty much, I'm caught up on that. And I'm like, oh, maybe I can get rid of it. And then I'm like, well, what if I want to watch Hey Arnold? And then I'm like, I guess I just better keep this, because if I want to watch Hey Arnold, I need to have it right there. And
yeah,
it's a problem.
I'm locked into like too many subscriptions, like,
sure. Yeah.
And we're all dads, family men, we get that there are some apps you need for, other people in the house. And, but it gets to the point now, we all went to these apps to like cut cable. And now we have so many apps that we might as well still be on cable for what we're shelling out.
I remember when they first started talking about doing this, how they were going to have each charge per station. I'm like, ain't no way. Fuck that. I'm never doing that. Here we are. Here we are.
Yeah, I'm really bad about, and see if you kind of alluded to it with I have all these streaming apps. I have so many options that now I'm like I sat down to eat dinner when I got home from work, and I wasted probably a good 20 minutes trying to find something to watch.
Yeah. And then turn on Trailer Park Boys anyways.
Yes, like it's something I've watched 1,000, like, because I'm like, well, it's got to be good. I got to have something good while I'm eating, and then I'm like, oh,
yeah, fix
that. Oh, maybe let me go down again. and I'm so indecisive anyway, and my little ADD brain cannot handle. I have too many options. They've given me too much.
Just cut them all and get you some rabbit ears.
I find, my partner Jeffrey and I find ourselves often like just scrolling through the different apps and then opening another app and scrolling through and just spend more time looking for something to watch than, just committing to one thing, which is something I like about IWTV is it's sort of like how the WWE network used to be, where you could just like click into the live feed,
Yeah.
They have a lot of that going on pretty often where you can just see what's streaming live. And sometimes there are multiple shows streaming live and you can just pick something. There is a lot of not a lot, but like a portion of like deathmatch stuff on IWTV, which really isn't for me, but no one's making me watch it. So
yeah.
That's your cup of tea. It's there.
Yeah.
We have a friend named Professor Bear, and he's in with the Wrestling Society Network, and it's an app, and we're getting to like Roku TV and stuff like that, but a whole collection of just wrestling matches and different federations from all over and classic stuff. And our show
sounds like a similar thing, and you guys have kind of told me about Triller TV and some of the which I do want to check out too. And I would I'm trying to devote more of my wrestling money to independence and not, the big corporate TV wrestling, because corporate TV wrestling is doing fine.
Yep.
They have more money than they know what to do with. And that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I don't see myself going to a big show anytime soon. I mean, unless I'll probably go to Mania when it's in Indy, as long as the tickets aren't $10,000. Because who knows how much they'll be by then. But I just, I already paid for all the streaming and everything. I'm just going to watch it at home. And I can't afford to take out a second mortgage to go see a show. And that's why I love independent promotions, because there are so many, and, not all independent promotions are great. Some are freaking clown shows, but there are a lot of really good independent promotions out there that you can just tell they put in a lot of effort to put on a good product, to put on a good show. Yep. And it's like, well, that's who I want to give my money to. Like me and Seamus just went to Armbar Pro up in Springfield, Ohio. Very small, very new, just kind of got up and running. But like we took the kids and the family up there, and we had a great time. And you know what? It did not break the bank going, and we had an awesome time.
Yeah, on Monday nights, I've been going to Wrestling Open Rhode Island, and general admission is $10. Front row is $20.
Yeah,
and like in New England, that's crazy cheap. You know, so
I think our tickets were
so
like
much further.
$15 or something like that to get in the door. So
I see our local NWF, Northern Wrestling Federation, they still have, I think it's like $10.
Yeah,
I want to say $15 if it's $20 for the front row. And I mean, it's a great show.
We actually have one of their
We're watching this podcast and haven't been to an independent wrestling show. That's my like A1 recommendation, is find a good local independent wrestling show. And like it's really a different kind of magic,
Yeah.
I tell guys at work all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike. What were you saying?
I was just saying the energy, man. It's always it's a different level, man. It's just it's not the same. We've all been to, we all went to SummerSlam together in Detroit, and it was fun, but it felt like the hanging with the crowd on the way in and waiting in line and feeling all that energy was better than experiencing the show live, because it's like, oh shit, man, if I was at home watching on TV, I could see better.
Yeah,
to be fair, that SummerSlam was kind of a turd.
It was mid.
That was the SummerSlam that LA Knight was over as all hell, and they had him win the Slim Jim Battle Royal. The coolest part of the night was Io Sky cashing in Money in the Bank. That was the coolest part.
Fucking music hit, dude. Wow.
Yeah,
I love Io Sky. Like I don't want to pretend I don't like love watching WWE when I can. I just I kind of love that the magic of pro wrestling is like all around us, and it just it gets. I think the last time we talked about this, but just the idea like if you're not enjoying what corporate TV wrestling is giving you, or you don't enjoy the first indie you go to, like look around. There's so much wrestling accessible right now. It's such a golden age.
And
it really
okay,
is.
It's also okay to not resonate with the product anymore. Like for example, when AEW first came out, I was nonstop watching everything. I still watch it, but I'm not as feverish for it. But back when I started watching AEW, I wasn't that feverish for TNA. Now I'm watching every single thing TNA does. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that a lot of them are our buddies. You know what I mean? But I watch TNA now like vigorously. I've been subscribed to their TNA Plus thing for almost 2 years now, which is ridiculous.
That's awesome.
I've been subscribed to one wrestling thing that long, but I use it. So if I actually, that's part of the. I haven't
subscribed to TNA yet.
Oh, I love it, dude. You can watch every episode of all of everything, just like old school WWE Network, and then everything except for their big ones like Slammiversary is free. Slammiversary you have to pay $39 for it, but other than that, everything else they do is free, and it's on there immediately. And I like it a lot. I'm a big TNA.
I mean, things like TNA and the ROH app, the Honor Club. It's worth having just for the catalog if you have the time to utilize it.
Yeah. God, that ROH catalog so good. And you know what? Brad brings up a good point here. If you not everybody does, but if you do have kids, bringing them to an independent wrestling show, they will get the star treatment by most of the talent there. Like you guys know, I've brought my kids, and see if you brought yours. Like if you, especially, like a young daughter, like watching a women's match, they will get, hey, here's my ring gear or whatever. Like, they just, because they see themselves in your kid, and they're like, hey, I remember when I was that kid. I'm going to make their night special. And
it's Wrestling so awesome. Rhode Island is a family-friendly show that I go to on Mondays, and like maybe the best part is just seeing all the kids like just losing their minds and interacting with the show, and it reminds me of when my father took me to my first wrestling show, January 1st, 1993, at the old St. Louis Arena, where I saw the main event of Shawn Michaels defending the Intercontinental title against Marty Jannetty.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sean and Marty. Hell yeah, dude.
Party Marty.
So, I was always a Marty Jannetty guy.
Same.
Well, and here we go. We got this guy, Teflon Don, going to an indie show in Austin, Texas this Sunday. Hell yeah. Shout out Austin, Texas. That's where my old lady is right now.
Then you get people like Jeff Hardy. We just hosted his show a couple weeks ago, which was excellent, by the way. Thank you to anyone who showed up to the Jeff Hardy show.
That was awesome.
We had a blast hosting it. But the way that Jeff treated my boy that night, like my boy is slightly on the spectrum, so he doesn't like a lot of loud stuff. And he'd met Jeff a bunch of times, and he came up to Jeff before the show, and he's like, hey, man, I just wanted to say hi. I'm going to leave before the show because the music's too loud for me and blah, blah, blah. And Jeff got down and talked to him for a good 5-10 minutes, just like telling him how it was okay to go home, that he didn't need to be there for the music. And all that mattered was his friendship. And now Lincoln legit is like, Jeff Hardy is my friend. And I'm like, he is. Buddy. Like, he's your friend. That's super cool. And I love it.
Amazing.
I love it, dude. I don't give a fuck what Jeff does. Jeff could get fucking in trouble with the law and arrested and whatever. Fuck, he's still a hero in this house.
Hey, he's had his ups and downs, but I mean, he's always done it his way, and he's still as big and bright a star, as anyone in the business. And I mean, it's great to see him have that TNA and NXT run right now, and it just feels right. So to have the Hardys on TV, so.
Yep.
Yeah. Now see, right there, Jeff hit the juke with Caleb's nephew, and it hit 67K on TikTok. And that show definitely was amazing. It was a fucking hell of a good time, man. Cool to party with.
It was a good time.
Which, by the way, just throwing this out there, we'll take the second to promote because here on next month we have, which we're going to, segue into what's going on in wrestling right now. But for John Cena's final match, we are going to have a huge event at the Main Event Tavern here in Ohio. And we're going to be contesting off a $200 tattoo gift certificate to the guy who did my belly. He's the guy that you can win tattoo money to.
He also did our dWo tattoos.
Yeah. All you got to do is just show up. It's completely free entry. You get an automatic free entry once you show up, but sit there, have some drinks, have some food. And, we're going to be doing trivia. And whoever gets the most points in trivia, you know what I mean? You don't necessarily win if you get the most points. We're going to draw from a hat. But that's a whole other story. We'll discuss that there. But either way, complex. Basically, everyone answers every question. If you get it right, you get a token. You put your tokens into the thing at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word.
That way, in case there's like a tie of 7 people getting all the answers right, we can still at least have a fair answer,
Shenanigans. I declare shenanigans.
Hey, well, you know what? Drive your ass down here and enter the competition and watch John Cena's final match with us.
That would be a lot of fun to watch the match with you guys. I don't think, I've got to give the other people a chance with the trivia. I can't flex that hard. But
hey, and you and Jeffrey make a weekend drive. Come on down and, just drive all the way to Cincinnati just for a trivia thing.
A trivia night with this podcast, guys.
It'd be real shitty if you won the tattoo, because then you'd have to drive all the way back, even farther, to get the tattoo.
You'd be like, Justin, listen to yourself.
As the audience knows, I'm already tattooed with my own wrestling belt. So,
I'm telling you, man, one of these days we've got a belly touch. It's gonna have to happen.
Just the first in real life meeting is going to be epic.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, if you come out to Squared Circle Expo in Indianapolis,
hopefully I don't do to you what I did to Dick Starr. Dick Starr is one of my favorite people in the entire internet, and I talked to him a whole bunch. And when we finally met in person, we were talking for a good 3 minutes. And Eric mentioned something that was like inside baseball between us and Dick, and I was like, wait, what? He's like, it's fucking Dick Starr, dude. And I was like, oh, holy shit!
I had no idea it was him.
I had no fucking clue, man. And you do have a distinct face, but so does Dick. He looks very
Steve can be a real space cadet at times, and it's hilarious when it happens.
It's okay. Some people have like facial blindness or whatever, or like it happens to me sometimes where like I register people like, and they're just so out of context that I'm like, I know who you are, but in this moment I can't think of who you are.
No, Steve likes his jazz cabbage way too much.
Well, I mean,
I shouldn't say way too much. He just likes it a lot.
I do.
And sometimes, things are forgotten.
And it's legal now. And I've been doing it since I was 15. And, that's a long time ago now. That's over 20 years ago. So, holy shit.
I enjoy the jazz cabbage. We have actually at our local dispensary, the staff has started going to the wrestling shows on Monday nights too. That's awesome. I see a lot of the people that I see at the dispensary at the wrestling show, and they have the best signs and gimmicks. They all dressed up the other night. It was they're great.
Oh, hell yeah.
Awesome.
Shout out to Comcan, Massachusetts.
I tell people at work, guys that I work with, because they always ask me about the tattoo, and I tell them, of course, it's a talking point to be like, I have a podcast. Oh, what's that about? And I, give them the whole spiel. And I was like, we sponsor this promotion up in Dayton. Like, you ever want to come? Just let me know. And it's even people that have never been to a wrestling show before. I'm like, I guarantee you, if you don't have fun, then I don't know if I can like interact with you, because it's not even like you don't even have to enjoy the wrestling, just enjoy the experience. You know what I mean? You don't have to be a wrestling fan to have fun at an indie show, because you can go to an indie show, not have a clue what the storylines are, and have a good time.
I mean, look at Justin's wife, you know, I mean, well, soon to be wife. He brought her, and she literally, I don't think had even really sat down and watched a WWE show from start to finish, let alone an indie show. She had a fucking blast. So
Yeah.
Sick.
it's all about this, you know, being close enough to see the actual, you know, when you see Myron Reed catch a clothesline and he goes inside out, and you see that live and in person, it's like, you can't replicate that on TV.
Yep. Well, a few weeks ago, Fancy Ryan Clancy became the IWTV World Champion by defeating Marcus Mathers, who had been champion for 291 days.
Wow.
And I was front row for that 40-minute match, which you can watch on YouTube after this show. They uploaded it to the Beyond Wrestling YouTube page, so you can go watch that 40-minute epic match for free. But yeah, I was in the front row for that. So
I so definitely want him versus Ace Austin. Their styles would be so reciprocal. You know what I mean? They would be so great in a fucking match together.
And you know what? You just made a good point right there of like a match you got to see. How many people were there? Can you just estimate?
Usually 200 to 300.
Okay, 200 to 300 people. You got to see
that Monday, probably like 150 to 200.
Okay, yeah, 150. And you guys all got to see a 40-minute banger that when those guys are huge, they can do a callback to and be like, remember this time they wrestled back in 2025 and tore the house down in Rhode Island? Like, I remember going to a Warrior Wrestling show and I got to see like Will Ospreay and Blake Christian in a main event at a little theater, not even theater, just a little like music deal in South Bend, Indiana. You know what I mean? And now Will Ospreay's main event in Wrestle Kingdoms and All Outs and you know all this stuff. And you know I got to watch Swerve Strickland wrestle that night. Like indie wrestling provides so many cool moments that I'm like I got to be there before it cost, you know, $800 for a meet and greet with that person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. I saw Laney Luck become the WWE ID Women's Champion.
Yes.
I mean, unbelievable.
We were at Ethan Page's last indie appearance. He went to Revolver in Dayton, and the very next day, I think it was, he was either announced that he was signed to NXT.
He got the call that night.
Yeah, because he talks about it in his interview about it. But I remember we were just like, oh shit, what the fuck? Where'd he go? You know, there he is already. That's on. So
cool. What a run Ethan Page is having with Chelsea Green. That's
so good.
The AAA mixed tag team champions. Is that what it is? Or?
Yeah. It's so hard not to cheer for them. You know what I mean? Like I'm supposed to be booing them because they're bad guys, but I love them so much.
Yeah.
Stop being so lovable, like Dominic Mysterio. Like, you know, even after speaking of Cena, you know, when he won, which by the way, Cena is our Intercontinental Champion right now. Say what? Fucking love that shit. But when he won it, dude,
brilliant.
Such a special moment, dude. That whole I texted these guys while it was going down. What a beautiful Raw that was. I feel like Cena's last Boston show was a million times better than Cena's last Raw just yesterday. Like Cena's last Raw was okay yesterday. It was great. I loved seeing what they did. But the Boston show, that felt like it had like fucking Perth energy. You know what I mean? Like just crazy. It was almost that level because Boston fucking loved them some John Cena.
Well, that's his
hometown. He's a Massachusetts homeboy for sure.
Boy from Lowell. Isn't he from Lowell?
No, he's from West Newbury.
West Newbury, that's right.
Yeah. Which I could not point to on a map, but you know.
My grandmother was from Lowell.
Very nice.
Uncle named Lowell.
Lowell is where they had a recent TNA pay-per-view where the Hardys and Team 3D had their last ever bout. That was in Lowell, Massachusetts.
See, that was like, it's so random that it's there, and I know that town too.
Yeah. Random. I mean, speaking of the last run, we are on.
You telling me the Hatties?
The Hatties?
Yeah, we're less than a month away, guys. This is the last month that we can do a Wrestle Talk where John Cena is an active professional wrestler.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's sad, man. Like people, in 2005, if you'd told me, I would have been like upset when Cena left. I'd have been like, what do you mean? Fuck that guy. I'm tired of it. I don't want no Super Cena. I'm tired of this shit. You know what I mean? But now I'm like, I want Super Cena. I'm like, beat Cody, take his shit, ruin everything, and leave.
I mean, you look at it, man. Cena is responsible. I mean, the booking aside of, him always being a face and this, that, and the other, and his heel run sucked and, all that. Like, without John Cena, would we have had, Punk in his awesome rivalry with Punk taking the belt and running out? You know what I mean? Like, everybody's going to remember that forever. Dude, it's
there's so many cool moments like that. Like, look at Alberto Del Rio. Besides him winning the 40-man Royal Rumble, what do you remember from him? His fucking feud with Cena.
Yep.
His feud with John Cena.
Same put Sheamus on the map.
Yeah, dude. Look at Solo. Solo's probably the most recent example of that. He beat him at fucking Mania, and then all of a sudden he was in main stories everywhere.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Cena, something very unique to John Cena, I feel, because John Cena is undoubtedly on most people's Mount Rushmore of wrestling, right?
Mm-hmm.
But look at these other big names, be they, Hogan's or Austin's or Undertaker's or whoever you want to put there. I don't think they've given back to the industry as much as John Cena has. Yeah. I mean, look at when he created the United States title open some years back now, but when he was still, full-time wrestling, and that just gave him an excuse to go out week after week and have banger matches with Dean Ambrose at the time or Stardust at the time or, all these people who are huge in the industry now.
John Cena Open Challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like who else on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling has put over so many stars, like Kevin Owens when he first went up to the main roster, shock pinned John Cena. You know? I think Cena, yes, he had the Superman run, especially in 2007, and the internet was what it was, and wrestling was what it was, and the creative, really, from the middle aughts to the mid 2010s in WWE was not always vibing with me personally, but you have to put nothing but respect on John Cena and like what he's done for not just that company, but for professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, and also outside of, I mean, it's wrestling adjacent, but like being essentially Mr. Make-A-Wish, you know what I mean? Like how many?
Oh yeah.
He could have stopped doing that freaking 3 years in, and he continued. Like it's crazy how many he's done. And I mean, he's a freaking. I cannot tell you the last commercial I heard that didn't have a John Cena voiceover in it. Like it's crazy.
Makes me want to buy a Honda.
Right.
Yep.
Fuck.
He's everywhere.
Yeah.
And then he started acting, and I was like, all right, like what are we doing? But you can tell that he's worked hard at it because, like, look at Peacemaker. I fucking love that show.
Dude.
Ricky Stenicki.
People talk shit about Ricky Stenicki because it's just like a stupid, silly movie. But in my opinion, that bitch might be the level of a motherfucking Step Brothers. Like, I've watched the fuck out of Ricky Stenicki. If you haven't seen it, go out of your way. It's got Andrew Santino. It's got Mark Rebier. It is a classic.
I love cock blockers, dude. I thought that was fucking
Cock
great.
blockers is great.
Yes.
Is Southpaw Regional Wrestling still on what used to be on the network? Is it on Peacock? Can you still look that up?
Ooh, I don't
Because
know.
John
That
Cena
thing
was
hilarious.
great in that. As like, wasn't he the like announcer guy or?
Wasn't it like Dick Trickle or some shit? What was his name?
I forget, but
Yeah, but
it
I'm
was
Trickle.
gonna have to Google that.
Yeah, I think Dick Trickle was a race car driver, actually.
That's what my doctor calls me.
Yeah. That's my grandpa used to joke. That's what happens when you don't
Lance
shake it off good enough.
Catamaran. It was Lance Catamaran.
Lance, yeah, okay, that sounds right.
That's some shit he just made up right then and there.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he's quick-witted. I think that's why his comedic timing is hilarious, is phenomenal. So
Yeah, I think that was something that wrestling should have focused a little bit more on. I really enjoyed the Southpaw shit. It was so stupid.
It was awesome.
But it's what we needed at the time for sure.
does anybody do that? Like, is there a parody of professional wrestling?
Well, there's that. What's that superhero thing that you were talking about, Eric?
Oh, fantasy super cosplay wrestling.
Yeah, there's that, but they don't have like a
dude. Justin, so they pretty much run solely at Comic Cons, specifically Galaxy Con. So if you ever have a Galaxy Con close to you, go watch it.
Okay.
It is, dude, I got to watch, I kid you not, I got to watch Speedball Mike Bailey, okay, wrestle as Deku, who is an anime character from My Hero Academia.
What?
And he wrestled Omni-Man. It was I can't remember who the wrestler was, but the guy was cosplaying as Omni-Man from Invincible on Prime.
Wow. And
then there was another one where they had two wrestlers dressed up as Bluntman and Chronic from Jay and Silent Bob. And then out comes what's his name? Oh my God, I'm blanking. The guy behind the counter in the original Clerks. Brian
O'Halloran.
Brian O'Halloran comes out and confronts him because he was at the con. You know, like,
oh shit,
just so like, it's so good. It's so freaking good.
That's awesome.
There's another one. Caitlin Marie comes out as Miss Trunchbull from Matilda. Like, just anything. I mean, Matthew Palmer, who wrestles at Revolver all the time, he's been like Green Arrow there. He's been Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption. Like all kinds of stuff. It's so much fun.
That sounds awesome.
Some of the best matches. It's like epic rap battles of history, but with wrestling.
You can look them up. There's a bunch of the matches on YouTube. Look them up on YouTube. They're so fun. Like there's people that have cosplayed as like Star Wars characters, and like in the match they'll use the Force and stuff. You know, it's awesome. It's so good.
Plus, what a great name, Fantasy Super Cosplay Wrestling.
Yeah,
that's.
There was one. The one I went to was around Christmas, and a guy, Eric, is it Eric Cannon? I think is his name. Came out dressed as came out dressed as Yukon Cornelius from Rudolph. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Shout out to Eric Cannon. What a great guy.
Yeah, it was amazing. But yeah, like that, you know, there's one there was this one duo that came dressed as like Team Rocket from Pokemon, and you know, so it's like, you know, any kind of pop culture. There was a dude that came out as Eddie from Stranger Things, you know, because Stranger Things was popping at that time, so he came out freaking playing guitar and shit. Yeah, it's awesome. So much fun.
Is everyone ready for Stranger Things 5?
Bro,
yes.
I'm almost caught up again. I've seen it before, but I'm now officially finishing again the full series. So,
wow.
Which I'm in season 4, so I'm almost done. But I am so fucking ready.
It's crazy when you go back to that first rewatch.
They're so little.
And they're so small.
Yeah.
And then being able to watch them all the way through within a short span of time and just watching them grow up is wild.
Bro, season 2 to 3, dude, the boys get so much like more adult man.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh gosh, like
like Will especially. Will is no longer a child. He is.
Yeah, his haircut does not fit him anymore.
No, not at all.
No,
He's still got the bowl cut. It's like, Will, come on, brother. What are we doing?
It's sort of like in real life, as a parent, I'm sure all of us dads relate to this, where it's like children make the passage of time much more real and tangent and immediate in a way that it just isn't in your life before you have children. And, it doesn't matter if something was 3 weeks, 6 months, or, 2 years ago, and then you have a kid and like the passage of time, like becomes so much like change and growth. And, it's
that's
really...
how I felt making that. I made a happy birthday post for my daughter the other day, and each of the pictures I used was from, newborn, 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3, so each picture I'm looking, I'm like, oh my God. Like, and I look at her now and I'm just like, she's got a phone. Like what is happening?
You talk 6 months, dude. I mean, you only get 36 6-month periods in childhood.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Dude. That's so devastatingly fast, man. And I get why people like fucking, what's his name? Robert De Niro has a baby at like 79 years old. Granted, he's probably, just an old sleazeball, but at the same time, he's super excited about it. I'm about to have another baby at this super old age. I get it. You know what I mean? Fuck, it would be something to do. Like, I'm not.
It's great having a baby over. My grandson was over on Sunday. I got to spend a little time.
Bro, my baby sister is due February 2nd.
Wesley turned 6 months today.
Oh my gosh.
Well, someone, splash cold water on me because I'm getting the baby fever all over again. So
that's how I feel with so Danielle's brother and his wife have 2 young kids, and it's Tristan and Mia. And Mia is like 8 months old, and she's just this little terrorizing, crawling child, and then Tristan is 2.5, I think. Yeah, he'll be 3 in end of December. And he's just the sweetest kid ever, obsessed with the movie Cars, loves everything about cars.
Yes.
And he'll like FaceTime us all the time. And I love getting to talk to him because he just, like the other night he FaceTimed us and he's like, "You want to watch me go fast?" And I'm like, "Yeah, obviously." And he, like, we're on FaceTime. So he sets the phone down and then just runs. So I'm just staring at the ceiling. I can't see him, and it's so funny.
You're super fast, bud.
Yeah,
speed. But, you are speed.
But yeah, it definitely it pulls at my heartstrings. I mean, he started calling me Uncle Eric, so I'm just like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. But that's kind of one of those things where like our kids are growing up, but it's like, ooh, we get to be aunt and uncle to these little ones, and guess what? We don't have all of the responsibility.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I volunteer to be babysitter and get to enjoy them for a little bit, and then
exactly.
I can't wait to babysit my niece when she gets here. I'm excited as hell, man. We just went, like I said, they got married just yesterday, and I got to perform the ceremony, and it's just like the coolest fucking. Talk about just having a really cool moment, like.
Well, I'm overjoyed for all of you and all the blessings in your lives. Not to cut you off, but just say that's wholesome AF.
It really is, man. I think the older we get and the more like meta this world becomes, we all have like a shared knowledge in a way that this shit is fragile, and we're getting more like we're growing together, and we have these conversations. It's like not that we're a hive mind creature, because humanity's not, but it's almost like humanity is really starting to understand how fucking fragile shit is, but at the same time, there's just as much fucking evil too. It's hard to like, I don't know.
Well, there's an old phrase, and I'm probably about to butcher it, but something to the effect of like, we all lead two lives, and the second one begins when we truly realize we only have one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like,
gotta start living at some point, man.
Yeah, in that sense, like it's there's a lot of wisdom in the world that we can glean from one another. I think it obviously varies individual by individual, but I think a sense of like openness, being open-minded and open-hearted is what, connects people, that, and just, being open to bonding with people over things, like when I, take it back to going to the wrestling show every Monday, I have a community of people where probably a lot of them, like outside of a pro wrestling context, would not like particularly enjoy spending time with me, but when we go to the wrestling show, we're all wrestling fans together and we all, enjoy
Agreed.
the show.
It's the danger of loving people, man. Loving people, loving things. You get so fucking attached, and the worst part is it all ends. Everything that's great ends. You know what I mean? No matter what it is, whether you were a fan or not of the 1400 days of fucking Roman Reigns, or whether or not you were a fan of my t-shirt streak, at some point, whether I stop or something happens to me, it's going to stop too. You know what I mean? This show's going to stop. No matter how we could end up with, fucking kings and queens and dignitaries on this show, but it's still at some point, show's going to stop. And that's once you start to really like drink that in, man, I don't know, it makes things a lot sweeter in a way. You really like love those moments. Like he's talking about 10 years old with that kiddo, dude. That's a whole decade now. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
It's pretty unbelievable. And to Justin's point, that I feel like in this day and age, especially with the state of the world, more so our country, community is so freaking important. And by community, it doesn't mean it has to be 1,000 people. It can be 4 people. This could be our whole community right here, but having community and having people, support one another, I think is the most important thing out there. Like I don't want to, get too preachy, but here's a perfect example. My girlfriend Danielle went up to Chicago a couple weekends ago, and obviously they are under what's called federal occupation right now. And she said that pretty much every like store and establishment they went into, pretty much everybody had signs on their door that basically said, if you're a agent, you're not welcome, and it just seems like when stuff is when there's overreach, people aren't just lying down, and there's a sense of community and support. And I know that's kind of a dark example, but it's kind of a prime example. Like, humans need community in society. You know what I mean? Like, there are times where you just want to be by yourself, but being by yourself forever sucks. And that's basically the point I'm trying to get to, is just like, if we can create even a small community with this show to like love and support each other, I've done something good. So
that's all.
That's awesome.
That's the end of my rant.
I just want to leave. I want this to leave a legacy for us in a way. I want, you know what I mean? When, like I said, when our kids are in their late 50s and they're like, man, I miss hanging out with my dad and blah, 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 blah. They can come back and see these random moments they were a part of the episode, or random videos, or if we're long gone by then and they just want to hear us talk, man, here we are. You know what I mean? And hopefully that's what these are used for. You know what I mean? Hopefully.
We're immortalized.
In a way, yeah.
The idea of my 15-year-old wanting to hear me talk is a little foreign at the moment, but I'm sure someday he'll
I tell you right
love
now,
to hear my voice.
I'd give anything to hear my dad call me. You know what I mean? So
Right.
It's crazy, man. Like, cause like we talked about the finality of everything.
Well, all things are transient, you know.
Exactly. I just want to make the best fucking. If I only have one lap around this fucking pool, I would like to see what every single jet does. You know what I mean? Like, I want to do every possible part of the pool. I want to fucking top to bottom, left to right, anything I can. And
are you standing in front of it, frontwards or backwards?
Dude, I'm open. Let's try it. You know what I mean? It's whatever.
I'm threatening with a good time. But you know, talking about what Big Rig's talking about, the interconnectedness of all people, and to use your metaphor, t-shirt guy, to all our viewers, listeners, don't pee in the pool.
Yeah.
That's a metaphor. Don't pee in the pool of life.
That is, you know what? I've never heard anyone put it that way, but God damn it, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
I actually have another, we're just going to metaphor it up. And this is not my metaphor. This was spoken by a master of comedy, Mr. Harlan Williams. He was on a podcast I watched. This was probably over a year ago. But he's a big traveler. And he was, you know, the guy had asked him, like, well, what's your, you know, why do you just take all these trips all the time and stuff? And he was like, well, the way I look at it, the world is like my house. And it's like, if I buy a house, I'm not just going to stay in one room. I'm going to go visit all of them. I'm going to explore my entire house. So why wouldn't I do that with the world? Now, granted, not everybody has the means to travel. So it's not like a dig. But if you're able to, like, I'm going to do whatever I can. I want to go see that. I want to go see all this crazy stuff, you know, and meet all these different people. You know, we're in this. I mean, I've grown up my entire life in the tri-state area of, you know, Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, Indiana. And, you know, most of my traveling has been to, you know, a beach in Florida. So I haven't really gone out and seen a bunch of stuff. Like, I've been to Chicago a couple times, but I've never been to New York. I've never been to LA, never been to San Francisco. I've never been to any of the other big cities. I've never been out west, period. So it's like, there's so many things just in this country that I want to see. And don't even get me started on, I want to go to Ireland so bad I can't see straight, because I just want to sit on, you know, close to a cliffside and just sit. That's all I want to do. And maybe have a Guinness. That'd be cool too.
Or something else.
It's pretty nice, I hear.
Yes.
When I was younger, you know, I did the whole, like, I had a little, you know, some bands I played in, and I did, you know, a couple tours here and there around like Midwest. And then beyond that, you know, I had a little record label, but I also just would travel around the Midwest a little bit. I'd go up to Minneapolis fairly often, or Kansas City or St. Louis or Milwaukee or different places like that. So, you know, I did a lot of road trips when I was younger. When I moved to New England, almost like 9 years ago, I didn't really initially like travel a lot. For several years. I just worked and worked and worked, you know. But since I've been together with Jeffrey, we've been more adventurous, and he has, you know, if not for him, I might have never visited New York City or, you know, spent time in Boston, because sometimes those like mega cities are a little overwhelming, you know, like,
sure. Yeah.
I mean, I love Chicago, but like, I could not hang, you know what I mean?
Yep. It's definitely, you know, I'm not going to go up there and bar hop or anything, but like, I remember the first time I went to Chicago as an adult, and I got there and I'm like, wow, Cincinnati's fucking tiny. Like, compared to, you know, Chicago, you're like, oh, this is a city. Yeah. And that's not necessarily a knock on Cincinnati. I love my city. I think Cincinnati's a bit of a hidden gem in a way. But it's just crazy to think like, wow, this is out here. What else is out there? You know, you see New York and how many movies and TV shows, but I've never physically been there. So that'd be pretty cool to do.
That feeling that they, what's it called? Sonder. When it's when you realize that every single person around you has a life and a story and a mom and a dad, and someone they're mad at and someone that did them wrong and someone they're in love with and someone, just all these. When you really start to think about that, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and we're gonna do a mild conspiracy thing here, but I feel like there's NPCs in this world. I feel like there are people in this world that are, for lack of a better mind or a better word, mindless. They don't deep thought. They don't. Ignorance is the best term, I guess, because they just don't do anything to deepen themselves, and that's the part that throws me off. I can accept that everyone's got lives and all that stuff. I think about people that are just like, don't fucking challenge anything and don't try to learn and don't try to expand their horizons. All I can think about is, what the fuck do they do?
Yeah.
What do you do?
If knowledge is power, then ignorance is vice. And I think that I don't think of. I think NPC has like an online connotation where I don't know, but I do think that there are a lot of people that are like inconsiderate, or put another way, fiercely individualistic in a shared society, which is to say, like, the
They're
opposite
selfish.
of realizing that we are all connected in shared, society or geography or whatever, there are people, what's a good analogy? Like driving, like if you're like, I'm an individual and I'm going to drive how I want, that doesn't work. You have to share the road, share the highway, follow a set, standard rules of the road, literally, so that it can function. Because if everyone just starts going every which way, every speed, every direction, it doesn't work, So, like, in the same way, we're all connected in society, and people that feel like what they feel and they do is important and no one around them is, well, I mean, we all run into them here and there, and bless their heart.
Hey, that's the dichotomy of of life itself. You can't attribute to malice what you can attribute to incompetence. Has a lot to do with a lot of things, man. Like, most people don't realize that their lives affect anyone else's lives.
Right.
Hopefully we get to a better point. I really think that we're trying to, as a society. I know most of the people that I speak to, like, we all have all four different lives and different standpoints and different values and different things we agree and disagree on, but we're all able to be friends still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that should how everything should be. Like, even if, and it sucks to think, but even if someone has a shitty thought, they should be able to have the shitty thoughts. But it's also, we want to move away from that. It's hard to, like, I don't know. This world is different than it used to be. Everything's so interconnected now.
So wide open, man. We all used to, everything was small. The world was small back when we were younger. Now everybody knows everything.
Quickly, I just want to shout out my friend Miss Tammy in the comments, who's watching the show tonight. Your friend and coworker who has gone to wrestling with me on my birthday. And thank you for watching, Tammy. Thanks for being here. Appreciate the home team.
Absolutely.
Hopefully we see you on more episodes. We always like having people in the comments to talk to. You know what I mean? That Justin's well known for that. Like I said, several of our people have enjoyed your comments. Sometimes they're just like, we can't share that, Justin. Why you couldn't say that?
I can be a little much, but I feel like you can rely on me for that.
Hey, we can always rely on Justin for a dad zinger. That is for sure. Yeah. Your pun ability is unmatched.
Pun
ability, like an abacus. You can count on me.
There it is.
I'm not quite sure that today was qualifies as a Wrestle Talk episode, because we honestly just kind of had therapy here. But I mean, we talked a little wrestling, but I really needed this. I texted the guys before this. I have had a really roller coaster life the last few weeks, from family drama to family celebrations to happy days ever to most blah days ever. You know what I mean? And it's a rainy blah day today, so I needed tonight, and I hope that if there's anyone out there in the comments that feels the same way, I hope that we can do that for you anytime we're on. We've got the rest of our year scheduled out. We don't have that many episodes because we do have a week off for Thanksgiving, a week off for Christmas, and then we're taking off an entire month until January. But when we come back in January, we're going to have a whole new coat of paint on this bitch. Might even have some new logos and some new shit going on. And we're going to have some really great guests lined up for the next year. I'm telling you, dude, if you thought some of the guests that we got this past year were impressive, wait till you see what the fuck I pull out of my hat next year. I'm telling you, I got people that are in the pipeline, and I'm going to get some more yeses that are going to be next level yeses.
Can't wait. This year has been exciting so far.
Yeah.
So,
manifestation.
Speaking of exciting things, since I have the Winged Eagle belt and you have the Intercontinental title belt, these two should get the tag titles.
I was thinking that, you know what I mean?
Not gonna happen.
But see, the problem is one of them likes the gold pennies, you know, or the penny belts.
Oh,
yeah, they want different tag belts. Yeah.
Got to go back to the Demolition era.
Yeah, so I want the belts that Rockers never won.
Yeah. Well, never officially, but in a dark match.
Yeah.
Beat the Hart Foundation in the 2 out of 3 falls match that they ended up deciding not to air because the top rope broke. And so they it never happened.
The whole fucking thing. Yep.
And I'm sure that match was fucking awesome.
Dude, can you imagine?
Yeah, like the Rockers versus the Hart Foundation minus the top rope for part of the match.
In 2 out of 3 falls. Yeah.
And they didn't miss a beat, dude.
Oh, yeah. No. The tag team division. Now you got me all excited again.
Honestly, I'd get this one. A Big Gold is one of my favorite titles ever.
That's what my question was going to be. If you literally were like, you know what, I'm going to get a belt. Which belt would you get? What belt would you? Because I already know what mine and Justin's answers are. Yeah. So, what belt would you guys get? Do you have like that's my fucking favorite belt in your head?
Yeah, I mean, probably Big Goldie. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, like Ric Flair Big Goldie or WWE Big Goldie? Because there are some differences.
Like WCW Big Gold.
Okay.
Yeah. Like that whole Goldberg, NWO, Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, Diamond Dallas Page.
It's a good one.
Booker T.
I don't know. That would probably be my choice because I think of all the WCW like awesomeness from it, but I also think of like Undertaker with it, Batista with that Big Gold. Dude, Batista Big Gold runs were some of my favorite.
Edge. Edge was synonymous with that belt.
Edge was absolutely.
Speaking of great John Cena rivalries.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very good. I don't know. I might do hardcore title. Just Mick Foley, that shit.
Ooh.
I'm starting to look like the hardcore title. So hold myself together.
We got your partner in here, Mr. Jeffrey Branch. Hello.
Hello, Jeffrey.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Appreciate you.
Welcome.
Well, yeah, man. Thanks for coming on. We'll definitely have to do this more often. You are the, almost like the foster father in here. Just kind of coming in when needed, and we love it.
Thank you. Like I said, I love being the fifth Beatle of the Dad World Order.
It's pretty awesome. We really do. He was talking about it earlier. The comments and everything on every show. It makes it just makes our shows so much better. Also, this is my friend Marcus. Marcus, fuck you. He does not have a beard.
That was a very nice question. He just fuck you.
No, he's being a jerk. He knows what he's doing.
Can I answer that question?
Yes.
Beards, they really grow on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have one because you're a loser. I'm just kidding. Marcus is a very dear friend of mine. We just have a ongoing rivalry. I'm not even sure how it started, but we play a lot of video games together, and that's all we do in all of our like Discord chats and everything. We just talk shit to each other constantly, and then
that's kind of a good friendship.
And then 2 hours later, I'll text him about new Marvel Champions card pack I just got, and we'll geek out over that. So, yeah.
This also isn't wrestling related, but I know I mentioned to you guys just before the show, the Xbox 360 is about to turn 20 years old.
Oh,
same.
And my teenager randomly wanted an Xbox 360 because he read online about this game, NFL Head Coach 09.
Oh my God.
So my 15-year-old now has an Xbox 360 so he can play NFL Head Coach 09.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
I love that. Marcus, I know you weren't. I love you, buddy. I was just giving you shit. Still have one in storage, man.
Me too.
I'll tell you what. That's one of the cool things about I have the Xbox Series X is that they ported a lot of games from 360 to that so I can get them digitally, which is kind of cool. Like if I want to go play Fallout New Vegas, I can do that right now, which is pretty neat. And I kind of want to just because I saw the trailer for the new Fallout Season 2 and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, are you talking the rapper? Isn't that a rapper, Queen Herbie?
Queen Herbie, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Tammy, if you want the best, I'm gonna need a check. That's a little inside joke for us, but yeah, Queen Herbie is an amazing rapper, rap, R&B, soulful, like very independent. She used to be on a major label in another group and left the major label to do her own thing. Oh, yeah. And she makes her own music and videos. And Jeffrey and I were able to go see her a year ago, actually, in Brooklyn, perform. And it's one of the best concerts I've ever been to.
Really?
So, yeah.
I gotta say, they have grown on me. But at first, I found Queen Herbie quite pretentious. I don't know what it was at first, but I say they've grown on me since. So I just followed the page not that long ago. Some of the reels, I'm like, who the fuck is this? I got MGK vibes from her almost. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know what it is. And MGK's fine too. But there's part of me that's like, shut up, MGK. Go stand in the corner. You know what I mean?
I think there's room for a reasonable amount of suspicion when white people start rapping, you know. So
maybe that's
I don't blame anyone for, but Queen Herbie is such a like authentic person and artist, and you can really connect with, as the years have gone by, to more and more of like what is core to like her message and her style and everything like that. And she's just a phenomenally talented musician and rapper and vocalist and inspiration. So
it took me a while to get on that side, but like I said, I did eventually give her the follow. So, and she's in my algorithm now. So it's kind of cool that you brought her up. I was like, holy fuck, somebody knows who that is.
Jeffrey is probably geeking right now that we're talking about Queen Herbie.
I do need to bring this up though. As I said, this is my friend Marcus. He is an avid board game enthusiast. He actually makes his own board games. Has his own YouTube channel, Carolina Gamer. It's at Duke Fan Blue 2005. If you want to give him a follow, he does a lot of cool like walkthroughs and stuff like that. But if he finds a wrestling board game, I think us all playing that would be really cool.
And we can do it on the show. It's funny.
That'd be awesome.
It's funny you mentioned that because I was actually going to throw by you guys. See how you feel about doing an episode where it's wrestling D&D and I'm the dungeon master and we literally play an episode where you play whatever wrestler you create. And then
game.
Dope, dude. That'd be so fucking fun. Wrestling D&D, that could honestly be something that could like be a gimmick in a way that people would like, you know.
Dude,
really
Dad's board game night. I'm down.
Who booked this shit?
We're gonna sit and play Monopoly for an hour.
Yeah.
Fucking
honestly, one of my favorite shows to watch is I don't know if you guys watch Dimension 20 at all. It's just a bunch of people playing D&D, and it's so much fun because they're all like uber nerds about it, and I'm telling you, give it a while. I'll listen to it like just at work, just kind of like have it on in the background, because I don't know, it's just how much they get into it, and it's very fun. It's the same people that do. Have you seen You've probably seen it. It's a guy. It kind of reminds you of like Whose Line Is It Anyway? Sam Reach, Dropout TV. The show's called Make Some Noise. It's all under that umbrella of Dropout TV. Dimension 20's in there, all that stuff. They're very fun. I highly recommend giving them a follow. They're really fun.
Have you seen the of John Bernthal learning what?
Yes,
D&D
it's awesome.
That is so infectious. People that have made fun of me for playing D&D for years have said that to me, like, damn, dude, this is D&D? Yeah, you asswipe. It's fun, fucker. Make fun of me all this time. I've tried to tell you, it's fun to pretend.
Dude, I actually saw, hold on, I gotta find it. Crash posted on his story earlier, and what he posted really made me laugh. It said, someone, like, in quotes, D&D isn't even fun. And he said, yeah, maybe not for you, you unwhimsical bitch.
Unwhimsical.
Yeah.
Well, I guess has D&D seen a big resurgence since Stranger Things?
I think so.
Justin, go when you get done with this. Look up the clip of John Bernthal being taught what D&D is, and it will mystify you how happy he is, because he's just like an 8-year-old boy learning how cool a fucking water gun is. That's how he's literally just like, oh yeah, cool. Like it's so fucking great, man. And like I love seeing the resurgence for it. Like I think I'm gonna fuck around and make us a fucking episode where we have to do wrestling D&D. It's gonna be fun. Hell yeah. Well, boys, you guys got anything else to wrap this shit up? I'm good as fuck.
All right. Well, you know what? We're gonna do this real quick. Justin, something you're thankful for today? Go.
Something I'm thankful for today. I'm thankful for my team at work. Without getting into the shoot job or anything, just like that I'm surrounded with people that like show up and show out and do well. It makes the day go by, because it's not been like that at every job in my life, you know. I'm thankful for my family, as unusual and modern and everything as it is. I'm thankful every day for my family and my home, and I'm thankful to once again be on the dWo podcast, because you know I'm a little hard to get rid of. I'm sure you've noticed in the comments. So
we appreciate your friendship. We really do.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate your friendship,
you guys. I definitely feel like I found my people. So
absolutely.
Well, boys, you got anything else before we head out of here?
Happy 6-month birthday to Wesley, and shout out to my apprentice Bryson, because he wanted me to shout him out.
Nice. You know what? I'm gonna shout out my apprentice Bryson. How about that?
Right.
I'm gonna shout out some other person named Bryson.
Hey, Bryson.
I think that's funny that both of our apprentices are named Bryson and we're on different jobs. Yeah. That's amazing.
What are the chances?
Right? We work for the same company too, so the chances are even slimmer. Like, it's crazy.
That's twice the price.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if they both got double paychecks.
They're probably. Is he a second-year apprentice? Is Bryson?
Yeah. Yeah. They know each other and they go to class together.
That's awesome. Well, let's see. Hold on. We got one more. I'm thankful for Eric's Hulk personality at times. This is true. When I play, especially college football 26, people know I tend to rage because EA logic sucks and I hate losing. But you know, we do what we can. Also, while I'm on a wrestling fan, my respect. How many episodes have you done?
We're at like 200 and something, almost 250, I think, or we're almost at 300. We'll have to double check. But that's the thing too, man. You talk about you're not a wrestling fan. This next year, by no means are we ever going to abandon wrestling. We're still going to have Wrestling Talk episodes. If we could literally have, like I said earlier, kings, queens, and dignitaries, and we'll still have an episode the next week talking about what happened on Dynamite. It's so we're never going to give that up. But next year we plan to expand.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of coals in the fire for some new projects for me. All these guys individually have projects as well that we've been talking about, stewing on, and we're trying to bring that to you guys to make this, more than just what it is. So if you want to ride with us, man, we appreciate it, dude. So,
who knows, man? In the next year, you could see us in a freaking studio for some episodes. Who knows?
Yeah. That's the plan, anyways.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a physical place.
Honestly, I feel like that'd be really cool, like for certain guests or certain episodes. Like, honestly, having a studio for like a board game episode would be pretty dope.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, as a fan of the show, like, yes, that would be sick.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, that's what we're trying to do, man. Just obviously we all got shoot jobs, so we're trying to do what we can with the time that we have. But I think we got a lot of good things cooking. That is for sure.
Yeah, boy. 3 years going. Dude, that's crazy, guys. It's crazy to think that we've been friends for 3 years. It's crazy to think that we've been doing this that long. It's so serendipitous, like the way you guys entered my life. It's I don't mean to sound like a big emotional bitch, but I do be loving you bitches.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is, dude, because Mike can tell you, like, we worked together and we were, really good friends when we worked together, but kind of, we'd talk here and there, but we, once I left that company, we didn't talk all the time anymore. And then we ended up talking about, Dynamite was in town, and I was like, oh, did you go to that show? And then it snowballed from there. And now
we're brothers. That's not
and
like
then that led to meeting you. So pretty crazy.
Now you're not just work acquaintances. Now, literally at this point, 20 years from now, the show could end tomorrow, and 20 years from now, you're still going to mean a lot to me. So that's the coolest thing about this shit.
1000%.
Can I bring something full circle?
Yeah, go for it.
So I mentioned that a lot of the different women competitors were at Wrestling Open for the WWE ID Women's Championship matches that they had to determine that. And I met a particular female wrestler, I won't say who, that I met them for the first time, and they're like, didn't I meet you at that wrestling convention? And I was like, no, that was the Intercontinental title guy.
Ah, yes! Yes!
That's awesome.
So I'm also thankful for everyone that tagged us in each other's stuff, because
the internet forced us
ridiculous wrestling tattoos. Yeah,
it was bound to happen, guys.
All I kept seeing was at Day Mofo. I was like, who the fuck is Day Mofo? Day Mofo. Well, I know that was my future friend.
Right.
Well, boys,
Eric,
let's wrap this shit up.
Send us home.
All right. I reckon I can do that. As always, we have been the dWo podcast. I am Big Rick Eric Matthew. He is Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. He is the wrestling t-shirt guy, Bo Cephas. And he is the one, the only, Justin Deming. Boys, show your bellies real quick before we get out of here. I feel like that's a necessity. We can't. Yeah. Look at that shit.
Can't have you guys in the same place and not show.
You guys heard of Gumble to Gumble? Well, this is belly to belly.
Like a souffle.
And as always, you can check us out on all the socials at DW_podcast, Facebook at the dWo podcast, TikTok at DW_pod. Get that damn merch at Pro Wrestling Tees, T Public, or message us directly. Like, subscribe, listen, follow, all that good stuff. Be nice, check for lice. Until next time, Top Dads.